Even today, there are unexplored jungle areas in remote parts of the world. We can't be sure what is waiting to be found in these areas. And based on previous discoveries, it's hard to know what to expect. Towards the end of the Second World War, a lot of high-ranking Nazis lost faith in their leader. So they made plans to evade justice in the event of a German surrender. One group of Nazis traveled to Argentina and built a secret bunker. Just last year, the now abandoned bunker was discovered in the jungle. All kinds of old Nazi coins and propaganda were found inside. They think the SS built a worldwide network of secret bunkers just like this one. In 1858, French explorer Henry Mout made an amazing discovery in the Cambodian jungle. It was the lost medieval city of Angkor. As the world's biggest pre-industrial city, it gives us an idea of how thick the jungle was to hide Angkor for so long. The city is so big it took an entire century to excavate. Just 2 years ago, another lost city was discovered 25 miles north of Angkor. It's 350 years older than Angkor and even has a better name. Mahendrapur Veta. Hiro Onoda was a Japanese soldier in World War II. Stationed in a jungle hideout, he was never informed of the end of the war, so for another 29 years he lived in the jungle still thinking the war was ongoing. Many search parties entered Asian jungles to try and find lost soldiers, but he would avoid these groups, thinking they were the enemy. He eventually found a letter posted to a tree. The letter said the war had ended and that all soldiers should return home, but he thought it was enemy propaganda and ignored it. In 1974, he was discovered by a Japanese explorer. The explorer located Onoda's superior officer, who ordered him to return home. In 1991, the world's biggest cave was discovered in the middle of a Vietnamese jungle. Cave surveys revealed its maximum height to be 627 feet high. Its volume is 38.5 million cubic meters, which far exceeds any other we know of. But it's always possible an even bigger cave will be discovered. In 1926, a lost Mayan city was found in a Guatemalan jungle. Now known to be the semi-legendary city of El Mirador, the city peaked around the year 200 BC, with a population over 100,000. But the city was slowly declining and was abandoned around the 9th century. It features a 236-foot high pyramid, which attracts as many looters as tourists. Looting artifacts is a $10 million a month market, so they tend to target El Mirador. Ho Van Tan was devastated after his wife and child were killed by a landmine during the Vietnam War, so he became a hermit living in a jungle treehouse. He made his own clothes out of tree bark and hunted food with a bow and arrow. He was recently discovered by nearby villages after 40 years of isolation. At the age of 81, he's literally spent half his life in the jungle. There is a mysterious species of ape that lives in the Congo. Until recently, it wasn't believed in by anyone other than conspiracy theorists. But DNA evidence has confirmed their existence. The Bondo ape lives so deep in the jungle that none have been captured alive. It's basically just a giant chimpanzee, and scientists really are desperate to capture one. It's unknown how many exist, but their discovery gave hope to people who believe in Bigfoot. In 2007, a woman emerged from a Cambodian jungle. She was spotted by local villagers after stealing some food, and they took her to a Buddhist temple. They also reported seeing a man with her carrying a sword, but he ran away once spotted. Some believe him to be an ancient jungle spirit. Now known as the Cambodian Jungle Girl, was reported by the media as a feral child raised in the wild. A local man claims she is his daughter, who went missing 19 years before. She isn't yet able to speak any language, so we can't be sure who she really is. In the Second World War, Air Force pilots would often fly incredibly dangerous supply routes. Just months ago, the remains of 2 of these airmen were found in an Indian jungle. Some ask why it took 76 years to find their corpses, and that's because searching for dead soldiers like them only began recently. The surrounding areas are dangerous, which obviously hinders the search for more corpses, but they expect to find dozens more. Earlier this year, real-life treasure hunters discovered what is known as the ancient city of the Monkey God. Deep within a Central American jungle was discovered the city once hunted by the Spanish, and always thought of as just a myth. It's more well known as the City of Gold. Local legends tells of a monkey god who once lived there. The monkey god would impregnate native women against their will, and they would give birth to human-monkey hybrids. Now that is obvious nonsense, but the reality within the city could be worth billions.